What's up, YouTube? Well, I sort of partially doxed myself. A few of you know my first name, but not everyone, and I'd like to be a little bit anonymous and mysterious. But just want to give a quick recap of today's shopping spree. Picked up a 2x6 by 16 foot pressure treated piece of lumber for the floor that I'm working on in the bathroom. Thank you for pulling in front of me and doing 25 miles an hour. So picked up that piece of lumber, picked up some low torque drive exterior 3-inch screws. They were completely out of 1 pound box of screws, and I didn't want 3 pound box of screws, although I suppose you can never have too many 3-inch screws. But nevertheless, I didn't feel like having that many screws around that I just have to keep moving anyways. So we got the screws, the piece of wood. I called a couple Harbor Freights. Excuse me, I'm not that tired, but I guess I'm not that well rested. Picked up a 12-inch Admiral compound dual bevel, dual miter sliding saw with a blade. So that was cool. I watched a couple reviews on YouTube and people were saying, yeah, it's a great saw, works great, features are fine. Assembled right out of the box. I think one guy said he had to true up how the blade sits so that 0 degrees on the bevel is 0. He just trued up the mark that says what 0 is. So you just lock it at what 0 is supposed to be, and then you adjust the slide so that the arrow on the part that bevels is 0 degrees. Well, when you buy a saw and you do it, it'll make more sense when the saw is in front of you. But it was funny because the first thing he was talking about in his video is, yeah, they're out of stock of this saw everywhere, and Harbor Freight doesn't have room. I don't think they have any. I don't know if they have a storeroom at all. I think they just get a shipment, they put everything on the shelf. So I don't know. I know they don't have a huge storeroom, even if they do. So got the saw, have wanted one for forever, have not, being in an apartment, you really don't have a lot of room for tools, so I didn't have a strong inclination to have all these big bulky tools before I had a little bit of space. And even now, even when somebody moves into the garage, I'm not going to have, what am I going to put the saw in my extra bedroom? I don't have a storage shed, I won't have a garage, so I'll need to figure out something. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sleepy. What's wrong with me? And I have these mosquito bites from hell. These gnarly ass mosquito bites. And then I went to AutoZone and I picked up a quart of oil. This car eats about a quart a month, give or take. And honestly, don't care. Maybe it's the valve seals. Maybe someday I'll take out the oil pan and put a new gasket around that. I don't know. I don't care that much. I don't think it actually leaks oil. I think it just burns oil, because I don't really see oil leaks under my car. In fact, I don't think it leaks at all, but it just eats oil. So, 250,000 miles, going strong, runs basically like a champ. Just a little bit of uneasiness at idle, and that can be kind of a lot of things. There's something about my left bank and my right bank that aren't quite aligned. I have a different oxygen sensor. The bank 1 and bank 2 sensor 1 and bank 1 sensor 1 are different sensors, and I've read that can get a little weird as far as the computer sensing the trim based on the value of the sensor. So if the different sensors are working a bit differently and sending information differently, the car could be giving more fuel than it needs to one side or less fuel than it needs. So I'm actually thinking about taking out the bank 1 sensor 1, which works. Bank 2 sensor 1, which is on the front side of the car, and then buying a new one identical to the one that I put in bank 1, so that bank 1 sensor 1 and bank 2 sensor 1 are the same sensor, and that way my car might be a little happier about idling smoother. And it's and giving me a little sluggishness, like it's not getting enough fuel. The fuel filter is original. I don't know where it is. I definitely need to change it. So I should really do that one of these days. What else? I don't think I've shared with YouTube the toy that I bought yet. I kind of want to get it started, although, of course, it's always fun to play that game, and I've just sort of given a big hint away to what the toy is. But LA Prepper bought a toy that doesn't run, and hopefully when it runs without an inordinate amount of work, it will be awesome. So, and it is freaking hot and muggy, and I really want to unroll my windows and kind of relax, go to work. Maybe I don't start work for a little bit, but maybe get some coffee, check how the POS machine is doing. Till next time, stay safe, stay ready, stay happy, keep all your stuff running better than I do, and as always, keep prepping. We'll see you next time, YouTube.